Okay, so I'm going to do a quick video now showing how I got a JPEG image, converted it into a 3D printable, usable thing. So I got an image of Darth Maul's face, like a clip art type image. But you see, like that, it looks fine. But if I zoom in, you can see the quality is not great. And so I couldn't use it like this. I couldn't make a 3D printable image from that, how it is at the moment, which I couldn't do anyway because it's a JPEG. So how do I convert this rough looking JPEG image into a usable 3D printable model? So basically, we get this JPEG, we open up a program called Inkscape, which is a program that handles vector graphics. And we'll look for that JPEG, which is the Darth Maul face. It'll come up with this little dialog box. Image DPI, I always set it to default import resolution. Don't do from file because you'll get a bad image, or in my case, got a bad image. Default import resolution, and image rendering mode, put that to smooth, optimize quality, and then click OK. So that comes in to the program, but as you can see, if we zoom in, it's still that horrible looking JPEG. So how do we convert this JPEG into a vector graphic, which then we can then change into an STL, which can be used in 3D printing? So what we do, we select the entire image, so the entire image including the canvas and everything is all selected. Then up in your menu, up at the top, there's a menu that says path, and there's different options: object to path, stroke to path, trace bitmap. So what we need is trace bitmap. So we click on trace bitmap, and what this is going to do, it's going to trace the bitmap and it's going to actually make a vector graphic out of this image. So there'll be some options on the side: details, speckles, smooth corners, and optimize. Keep all those ticked and keep it all at the default. Don't change any of this. You don't need to untick it or anything, just leave everything on, and then click apply. You need to make sure that your graphic is selected, otherwise it's not going to do anything. But you can see a little preview here of what it's going to do. So it's going to pretty much look like that. So you click apply, and now if I move this, we now have two copies of that. The one underneath is the horrible JPEG image, bitmap image, which now we can select that and delete that because we don't need that one. And now we have a vector graphic that has been made from that by doing a trace. And now if I zoom into this, you see we've got so much better quality on that image now. There's no jagged edges, there's no blurring, there's none of them weird lines that was on the picture. We will need to, when we actually get into actually making this in Tinkercad, which I won't be getting into in this video, I'll do another video to show to do that. But we will need to connect the areas, like the bits of the picture that are not connected to the rest of the image, because when we get to the when we get to the actual 3D printing stage, these will actually be connected to the rest of the image, which that we obviously need it to be. But yeah, that's beyond the scope of this video. So yeah, so we've got the vector graphic now. So we'll save that out as darthmaulface.svg, and I'll save that on the desktop just so that it's easy to get to. So now we've now got a file called darthmaulface.svg. So if I click that, it'll actually come up with the SVG of Darth Maul. So how do we now make this into a 3D image that we can use in a 3D printing scenario? So there is a website called SVG to STL, which is at SVG 2, the number 2, STL.com. And then if we click on select on the site and we find that SVG that we just made, and then upload, that's now uploaded that SVG. And in this little box next to where it says convert, that's the extrusion height. So the height of how high it will actually, the 3D printer will actually print that piece. So I just put that as 5 for what I'll actually be using. I'll always put it as 5 anyway, because if I put it into something like Tinkercad, I can change, I can change the height and stuff anyway. So if I keep that as 5 and go convert, that's actually now turned that Darth Maul flat image into a 3D image, which I can now put this into a like Tinkercad, or even straight into Cura if I want, which I'll show you. Tinkercad seems to be not working at the moment, so I can't show that unfortunately, but I can show it opening up in Cura. So, and Cura is the program for my 3D printer. So if I open up that Darth Maul face in Cura, yes, notifications. So this here represents the print bed of the 3D printer, and as you can see, the bottom here, this bit isn't that what we printed, that's just showing where it's actually touching the bed. But as you can see, that Darth Maul face is now imported into Cura actually as a 3D image. So I could actually print that out. Yes, alright, notifications. I need to stop that doing that. um, but as you can see, that's imported into Cura as a 3D image, and I could just print that out on my 3D printer like that if I wanted to. But I won't be doing that. I'll be actually using this in different things. But you can do that. But yeah, I won't be going into any of that in here. Just showing you that it's actually now become a 3D printed version of that Darth Maul face. And that's yeah, that's how you do it. So yeah, thanks for watching.